Good morning, everyone, and I hope this finds everybody well and ready for Christmas and surviving any snow or ice that you might have gotten. I am getting ready to share my screen, so there we go. Hope you all can see it. Amy Bogus will be presenting, and she, let's see here, move this forward. She is the program specialist for adult education, and she takes care of the grant applications and everything that has to do with finance here. So at this point in time, I'm going to turn it over to Amy.
Good morning, everybody. Just to tell you a little bit about the adult ed fund finances and program funding. It's authorized under the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act, which is known as WIOA, of 2014. Adult ed assists adults to improve their education and employment outcomes, helps them to become self-sufficient, support the educational development of their children, and assist with transition to post-secondary education and training. Are you?
Okay, I'm having trouble with the slideshow, Amy, so let me see here for a second.
Okay.
Okay, where's my Teams? I want to share. And it should be that one. Sorry for the delay, folks.
No problem.
How do I go forward? All right, there you go. Sorry.
All right. Okay, guys. Are we ready to go now? Okay. Thanks, Sydney.
Yeah.
Adult ed is funded on the federal level by a formula established by Congress, and WVDE serves as the fiscal agent to distribute funds to local programs. The state of West Virginia also contributes funding, which is administered along with federal funds in accordance with the state plan. West Virginia Adult Ed, working in conjunction with other stakeholders required under WIOA. They include WIOA Title I, Adult Dislocated Worker and Youth Programs, Adult Education and Literacy Act programs, which is Title II, Wagner-Pfizer Act Employment Services, and Rehabilitation Act Title I for DRS. The grant applications process. Now, the grants are usually available in February. They are online now. They've been online, I guess, the past couple of years. The grant applications are usually due in April, usually about the mid-April or so. After we get those applications in, we review the applications, and grant awards are dispersed. We try to get them out June, July. Well, actually before July 1. The grant period for the grants is July 1 through 6/30 of the following year, with the liquidation dates being July 31st. And there's a copy of the first page of the application that you turn in. And then the next page is the budget page, which goes along with the application. And this is where you would enter all your budget information by the line items: salaries, travel, supplies, Social Security, every little thing goes in here. And one side you have your state side, and then your federal. And then those are just turned in with the application. Now the grants are assigned, like I said, they go out in July. They are assigned a 5-digit project code. The project codes are pretty important because they determine exactly what funding stream the money is coming from. Like, for instance, the first 2 digits, 61, means we know that it's adult ed funds. The third digit is the fiscal year, which represent like 1 is for fiscal year 21. The fourth digit denotes the actual funding source. We have different funding sources. We have, whether it's state money, federal money, state coordination, teacher training. We have federal aid to county, federal teacher training. So the fourth digit breaks down everything into the very specific program that money is coming from. The fifth digit of the project code is assigned by the county or the ESC, by the fiscal agent. So that can be whatever you all choose for it to be. But we want you all to know that if things come up throughout the year, any unexpected expenses, or there's always staff changes, just things happen during the year. And if that comes up, just email myself or Mindy with a request, letting us know what's going on, and we'll take a look at it, and we could probably revise your grant award. So just to let you all know, be aware of that if any changes do come up, we're more than willing to help you guys. Let's see here. The next is, and that's the actual grant award, what it would look like. In closeouts, which we just got finished with our closeouts. We do yearly closeouts. Grant awards are issued on a 12-month basis, and we close out every year. We do the closeouts usually October, November. Program administrators you all should be receiving financial reports to monitor your expenditures. If you're not getting those, you could contact your fiscal agent and see if they can get reports to you so you can monitor your expenses. Let's see here. Grant closeouts, they begin in the fall, September, October, November. And what we do, if your full grant amount was not expended, there's couple things that we could do. If it's federal money, we usually just go in and deobligate the money. That way we will not have to reduce your grant award, the current grant award. So that makes things a little bit easier. State money, if you have carryover on that, we will allow you to carry that over, but your current grant award would be reduced. Say, you had $5,000 carried over. Your 21 grant was $20,000. Well, you're carrying over that $5,000, so we will reduce your current grant to $15,000. I hope that makes sense. Let's see here. And here is a copy of financial reports, which is what I get my information from when I do the closeouts. So what I usually do, I will go through here and get these expenditures that were recorded in Weavis. And what I do, I will contact the county fiscal agents to make sure that our balances are matching. And if they're not matching, they will have to submit financial reports showing the figures that they have. Let's see here. And then we work the closeouts from there. Does anybody have any questions? Or I know that was kind of quick going through that, but
we'll have more time for questions and answers at the end of the presentation.
Okay.
So in the meantime, but that's Amy's contact information, and you will see it again at the end of the presentation. Thanks, Amy.
Thank you.
Great job. Mm-hmm. Okay, the next part is on adult education monitoring. All adult education programs nationwide, regardless of where they're located, have to be monitored under the WIOA Title II and the Adult Education and Family Literacy Act. and they are monitored to make sure that they're compliant with the national reporting standards, which are federal requirements, and state standards. So in West Virginia, we monitor 3 ways. We do desktop monitoring, we do data quality audits, and we do on-site monitoring. The desktop monitoring, the purpose of it is to ensure programs are working towards meeting the federal negotiated measures. So we negotiate these measures every year, and we essentially tell the feds this is what we're going to be working on this year to try to get students up to these marks. The desktop monitoring is completed by the 10th of the month by the instructor. This is a new tool. They haven't been, a lot of the instructors may not be aware of this yet because we've been working on it, but we're going to be rolling it out in January. As a matter of fact, we're doing training January, and we're going to be sending out the notification of training here shortly, probably by the end of this week, and then again at the beginning of January, because we don't want it to get lost in the emails and do the holiday. So just keep that on your radar. So the instructors are going to be completing this by the 10th of the month. The administrator or the regional coordinator of the program should review it by the 17th of the month, so you know where your programs are standing, and that way you can help them if they need any kind of technical assistance. And then the accountability team, which would be here at the department, we review all the data by the 24th. So what are we looking at when we're reviewing the desktop monitoring tool? What that's going to show us is the monthly number of new students, year-to-date number of enrolled students, the number of participants with 12 hours or more, because those are the NRS qualified, monthly contact hours, the number of students who need pre-test, the number of students who can post-test with no gains, and then the level of gains, and those are the ones that we negotiate, and the NRS participants post-test, the number of high school equivalency completers, the number enrolled in post-secondary or training, and the number enrolled in an IETP, which is essentially what we've called bridge programs in the past, and we do a lot of that with our PNs and our HVAC electrical programs, that type of thing. Okay, the data quality audit then is the second tool that we use, and this makes sure that local programs are properly maintaining student files and accuracy of data input into the management information system. So when we go in and look and do a data quality audit, we're making sure that the class is compliant with the signed releases, making sure that all the information in the in LACIS, which is our information management system, is input correctly, that the student files that are in the classroom match what's in the data system, and also that the student class or the classroom is compliant with strictly confidential information storage, which any strictly confidential information has to be kept in a separate file cabinet and locked. So again, what we're looking at, signed release, social security numbers are where they need to be, and they are complete, public school withdrawal letter if it's required, assessment scores and forms, disability documentation if it's needed, making sure the period of participation is accurate, achievements earned are documented, attendance is documented, and the reason for exit is documented. So then the other way we monitor, the third way, is the on-site monitoring. A team will visit the classroom to observe. So this is where we send out people actually into the classroom. We want to see the physical classroom location, how the classroom is set up. We want to watch the instructor interaction with students. We interview students. We have them maybe complete a survey. We look at the desktop monitoring tool and the data quality audit as part of this to make sure that they are compliant with the data entry and that the files are kept accurately. We want to make sure we do a fiscal review, so we want to make sure that the financial policies and procedures are being followed. and the instructor use of instructional materials and pedagogy are what they need to be, that they're integrating technology in classroom, and we want to verify compliance with NRS and state policies, which all flows back into that desktop monitoring and DQA. After the visit, the team will issue a report with accommodations and recommendations within 30 days. How often is our program monitored? Desktop monitoring is going to be done monthly. One of the requirements is that we have to monitor our programs yearly, and so all of the programs. And so this is how we're going to meet that requirement. The data quality audits are completed if the desktop monitoring is reviewed, data errors are found, or if it's not completed. Also, when a request is sent to the state monitoring coordinator, who's myself, so if an administrator, anybody, any of the state staff or anyone says, hey, you might want to check on this program, we can go in and do a data quality audit to just see how things are going and to try to assist them in any way. These are not an I gotcha. These are a way to figure out what's going on and how can we help you. So then after that, an on-site monitoring visits, they're based on the desktop monitoring, the data quality audit, and the class ranking report, which is something that Nick Northup does for us. He's our data guru, and he is in charge of LACES, and he's working with Dr. Tim Anderson. And so we all work very closely together to look at that class ranking report, and we probably look at the bottom 20 in that. And this report utilizes performance data across a broad range of performance metrics so that we look at a variety of things. And that's how we determine who we're monitoring on a yearly basis. And one of the things, I just attended an online seminar, and one of the things that the feds are recommending is that we do a risk assessment. And so I'm going to develop that risk assessment and try to, I will be incorporating the class ranking report in that. Based upon the data, the desktop monitoring, the data quality audit, and the class ranking report, that's how we're going to pull out the folks that are at risk. And again, an administrator or regional coordinator can request a technical assistance or a monitoring visit at any time if they'd like some help. COVID-19 updates. Desktop monitoring and data quality audit results will be determine any additional course of action. So if we, because we cannot, here at the department, we cannot travel, and so if we look at the desktop monitoring and the data quality audit results and we see something, we will try to do a virtual on-site monitoring visit. And the virtual on-site monitorings will be scheduled, and we'll be using Microsoft Teams. Folks will be uploading information to OneDrive so that we can review all that. And it'll take more than one day because we'll probably start and we'll do the fiscal review and the administration interview, because we do interview the administrators of the program. And then we go into the classroom. So the classroom part will be more virtual than we're used to, but we can do it, and I think it'll be a good learning curve for all of us. So there's going to be more information to follow. The on-site monitoring trainings, and the data quality audit trainings and the desktop monitoring trainings will all be scheduled. Like I said, the desktop monitoring, the trainings, Nick's working on that video now. We're going to send out a video hopefully by the end of the week. And I'll be sending out information about when the desktop monitoring trainings are scheduled. We will have a makeup day, or you can attend any day. It's virtual. So if you can't attend one day, you can attend another day. That's not an issue. It's flexible in that way. And then we will do one for the data quality audits and the on-site monitoring also. All right. And resources. The state staff and regional coordinators are your best resources. If a local Board of Education supervises the adult education program, the regional coordinator is still there to help you. Please feel free to reach out to them, reach out to us here at the department. That's what we're here for, to help you. And there's our website. If you have any questions, here Amy's contact information as well as my own, please feel free to reach out to us. Are there any questions?
Hey, Cindy, this is Alyssa. I'm not seeing any questions in the chat.
Great. It's a lot of information, I realize. So please, if you have individual questions or need to reach out to us, please feel free to.
Yes, and everyone, thank you so much for joining in. Here in the just a quick second in the chat, you should have and there it is, the link for the survey. Please click on that, open that up. It won't take more than a minute and a half of your time. Fill that out so we can get some feedback, and we will see those of you that are interested in our 10 a.m. If you've got the PDF that's got the schedule for everything, make sure that you leave this particular Teams meeting and log on. There's a separate link for the 10 a.m. one that we have. So again, thank you all so much. And Cindy and Amy, what a wonderful job you did. Thank you so much for sharing that information on adult ed program finances and monitoring.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nathan.